We've done a lot of 4-3-3s. We've done a lot of 4-2-3-1s. We're going to try something just a little different today. Yes, we actually have seen a couple of 4-1-2-2s is what they're calling it. This is, 3-3-2-2, whatever you want to call it, 5-3-2. We've seen a couple of those, just not as many as the 4-3-3s, the 4-1-3 or 4-2-3-1s, things like that. So we're going to bring you another one of these. This one is called the 4-1-2-2 Horsey Boom. I am assuming it's because it's brought to you by someone called Matthew Horsfeld 2022. The Horsfeld and Horsey Boom, I'm assuming that's where it comes from. But the only description in here, there's a single thumbnail, but the only description is this tactic will win you games. 98 points in holiday test with Liverpool, FA Cup, and Euro Cup winners with no set pieces loaded. Enjoy. So, definitely we got Liverpool, we've got Aston Villa, and we've got our championship side of Ipswich Town that we are going to bring you in just a minute. But as you can see, a somewhat standard 5-1-2-2. We'll take a look at the tactic at the end of the video, but let's get on to the Premier League. Well, the tactic maker said this will win you games. Liverpool coming first, 29 games won. Now, I will say we've seen better totals on just a handful of other tactics. So far, this is looking pretty nice. Liverpool in first place, 100 goals for, 90 points, very well done. Aston Villa coming in fifth in Champions League spots as well. 22-8-8 with 86 goals for and 74 points. Not a bad start. Now, unfortunately, Liverpool's schedule drops them out against Aston Villa in the EFL Cup semi-finals and then the FA Cup final against Chelsea. You can see the EFL Cup finals, 4-2 is where we win it, but unfortunately that 0-3 loss away from home kind of does it. But that FA Cup final, 0-3 against Chelsea, that one hurts. However, first place, fine. We get Champions League from that, but we also get it from the Europa League final, 4-2 in extras against Roma. And that's possibly where Aston Villa also picks up Champions League, sitting in fifth place. Well, Liverpool comes tops of the league, 90 points, a fantastic job there. Again, we've seen slightly better on a couple of other tactics, but anytime they're in first, very well done. Anytime they're over 90 points or at 90 points or above, very well done. But they also pick up the Europa League. They come runners up in the FA Cup and then Carabao Cup. You got to the semis at least. But squad-wise, as we take a look, you can see 38 goals for Nunez. That's crazy. And 30 for Salah. Now, that is what you need to pick up a first-place trophy right there. Assists, 18 for Szoboszlai, 18 for Alexander, 18 for McAllister. A fantastic job. And this is what I expect to see when they're in first place or doing really well in any of the cups. That's the type of green I want to see. 7-6-1 for Nunez, 7-5-0 for Salah. Yeah. And as we switch over to Aston Villa, you can see semifinals against Liverpool. They already beat them. They get to the EFL Cup final against Arsenal and they win 4-2. They pick up a trophy themselves. FA Cup quarters, though, they're out against Chelsea. But Aston Villa's not done yet. Trophy number 2 comes in the Europa Conference League final, 3-2 in extras against, Fiorentina, as we always see. However, 2 trophies this season. Liverpool will get another 2. The FA Cup is just eluding everyone, but still, everyone's doing fairly well so far. So, competitions, Premier League, Aston Villa getting in 5th place. We've seen them get better, no question about it, but still, Champions League spots, 74 points, well above the 10th or so that they're expected to be in at the start of FM24. Pretty nice so far. They do win the Conference League, trophy number 1. FA Cup, unfortunately, out in the quarters, but Carabao Cup, trophy number 2. And as we take a look at Aston Villa's squad, 22 goals for Ollie Watkins, definitely down from normal. Diaby with only 18. Assist-wise, 23 for Lucas Digne, though that's pretty nice. 19 for Matty Cash and Luis alone. And then average rating, 717 for Luis, 717 for Watkins. Not too bad. We've seen a couple of numbers that are higher. We've seen a couple more greens on a couple of other tactics. But I have to say, Aston Villa, this is definitely one to take a look at if you like this type 5-1-2-2 type of tactic. Again, I use 5-1-2-2 in quotes because it can be given a lot of different formation names, but the tactic maker itself called it a 5-1-2-2, so that's what I'm going to call it. Data hub for Liverpool looking pretty nice, attacking all throughout, defensively as well. And as we look at Aston Villa, pretty much the same, slightly different numbers. You do have dribbling in there. Now, Premier League stats. Hopefully, they'll both show up in fairly large quantities. But Liverpool with 100 goals, topping the league. Aston Villa with 86. Not bad at all. Just one off second place. Fewest shots against Liverpool in third. Aston Villa not even in the list. Most possession Liverpool there. Most dribbles, both teams make the list 4th and 5th, 695, 689, not too bad there. Most tackles won, we never see them there. We never see them in best pass completion, almost at least. And then most shots for 2nd and 4th. But let's switch our attention to Ipswich Town in the championship, shall we? 2nd place. Really well done. Automatic promotion in that 2nd place spot. 30 wins, 7 and 9, 106 goals, just a couple off Norwich in 1st, and then 97 points. You are 11 points off the league leaders. You know, it would take a little bit to pick up that amount of points, but still, 2nd place is a fantastic place for them to be in. Unfortunately, their cup runs did not go very far, as sometimes we actually see them do somewhat well. But EFL Cup 3rd round out against Tottenham, 1-1 in penalties, not a bad result there, but out against Chelsea in the FA Cup 3rd round immediately. So, Sky Bet Championship, a fantastic run all the way to 2nd, automatic promotion. FA Cup and Carabao Cup, we're not expecting much anyway. And as we look at Ipswich Town's squad, you can see 25 goals for Connor Chaplin, Hurst with 24. We've definitely seen Hurst with better, but, you know, still, 24 is not bad. 25 assists for Leif Davis, 10 for Wes Burns. That is pretty big disparity, but still not bad. Leif Davis with a 7-4-0. Teta Yengi also gets a 7-4-0, but 1 appearance. And let's get to looking at the championship stats. Most goals, you can see Ipswich Town in 2nd with 106. Fewest shots against, all the way down in 5th. Most possession in 6th. Most dribbles in 3rd. Tackles won, not usually there. Best pass completion, all the way down in 8th. Usually that's not there either, but most shots for, of course, 3rd place with 621. So, as we take a look at the tactic itself, you can see the 5-1-2-2 shape, whatever you want to call it, starting with a sweeper keeper in support, ball-playing defenders on the left and the right with a central defender sandwiched in between. You got wingbacks on the left and right in support, a regista in the middle of them in support, CMs in attack up on the midfield line, an advanced forward in attack on the left, and a deep lying forward in support on the right. You do have individual instructions, so take a look at those. Attacking mentality, in possession, attacking width is fairly wide, approach play is pass into space, play out of defense, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, mixed crosses, hit early crosses this time around, and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the back line and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. But let's do a roundup. How did it do for our 3 teams? Ipswich Town coming in 2nd place. Pretty fantastic job, no question about it. 11 points off 1st, yeah, whatever. But you still get 2nd, automatic promotion right there, so you can't complain too much. Liverpool in 1st place, always love that. Even if it's only 90 points, I mean, still 90 points. What am I saying? Only 90 points. We've seen tactics that have done better. Aston Villa, though, in 5th place, still getting Champions League spots. All in all, I think this is definitely a tactic to take a look at if you like this formation. But that is it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.